Welcome to day 8 and our last day of the 2948 anniversary special. I'm Sandy Gardner.
I'm Chris Roberts.
Our biggest free fly event to date is continuing today, and over the last 8 days, we featured a different ship manufacturer every day and made all of their flyable ships available to test fly for free.
Yeah, which was very cool and first time we've ever done that. And hopefully you've all had a chance to get into the game and try out all these flyable ships. To close out our 8 days of manufacturer spotlights with a bang, we've rallied the ships and vehicles of Consolidated Outland, Tumbrel Land Systems, Argo Astronautics, and Kruger Intergalactic and Crusader Industries.
To discuss all of those manufacturers, here are John Crewe, Mike Kinshella, Stephen Cam, and Jared Huckaby.
Talk to us about your favorite FPS.
The Kastak twin-barreled sniper rifle.
Yeah, they're much more conservative and
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a personal railgun.
honed in. They really honed it in.
Yeah, nothing is more normal than a railgun.
Yeah, you just carried a railgun. Yeah, no big deal.
And with that, we begin day 8, our final day of our anniversary promotion. I like to call it, the last category on our Jeopardy board from Anvil to Aegis to Misk. I like to call this one potpourri.
Take potpourri for 500.
Yeah.
Take potpourri for 500. It's all the manufacturers who aren't quite as prolific as the big 7. So today we're talking about Crusader Industries. We're talking about Consolidated Outlands. Who else are we talking about?
Grey Cats.
Grey Cat Industrial,
yeah.
maker of the buggy.
Yeah.
Who else are we talking about?
Tumbrel.
Tumbrel,
Right.
maker of the Cyclone.
Like, not ships necessarily, but
Ground view, Tumbrel Land Systems.
Yeah. There's another manufacturer I know you've been eager to talk about.
Kruger
Intergalactic.
Kruger Intergalactic.
Maker of the Merlin and the.
They make some excellent
Hercules.
snubcraft, and they make some really cool guns. Speaking of guns.
Now, all told, these potpourri manufacturers or boutique manufacturers, although Crusader Industries is pretty big, they're probably a little too big to call boutique. They make up 23 ships in the Star Citizen universe, and of those 23, 15 are flyable in the game
Pretty
right
high
now.
ratio.
That is high.
Yeah.
So we've got the 5 Cyclones, which are our ground vehicles. Let's talk about the Cyclones for a minute before we get to everything else. The Cyclones, one of the most exciting recent additions to Star Citizen, because ground gameplay with the advent of our procedural planet system, we've got more than just space. We've got planets and moons and whatnot. You've driven a Cyclone. I'm assuming
Not
as
in real
part of your
life.
balance. What's driving a Cyclone like?
It's fast and wild. Like, that thing shifts. And if you were driving it in reality, you probably wouldn't drive it that fast because you just don't know what's coming over that next hill. But in-game, you hit those bumps, you go flying, and it's great.
We got the Grey Cat buggy.
PTV.
The Grey Cat PTV.
To give it its proper name. Everyone calls it the buggy, and everyone knows it as the buggy, but it's
Do
actually
you know what PTV stands for?
I'm going to guess personal transport vehicle.
I'm going to guess that you're correct.
Now, one of the things that we're introducing brand new with Alpha 3.3 is our ship store, our in-game ship store, where you'll be able to purchase many of these ships. And one of the things I'm excited about is the Grey Cat. Right now, there's no way to get a Grey Cat.
It's a bit of a weird story, that thing, because back when the project first started, planets and sort of easily accessible, like huge open terrain wasn't a thing, and the Grey Cat only came about because the hangars got so big, people got fed up of walking from one end to the other.
It's a driver on your hangar.
So we made this thing to help you drive from one end of the hangar to the other. It was never actually a vehicle to get. It was hangar flare.
It was just meant to get from one end of your hangar to another end of the hangar. And then I had a conversation with Jake Ross where I said, hey, when the first version of ArcCorp got added in, and I said, hey, you know what? It'd be really cool if we could drive the buggy around ArcCorp.
It was not cool.
And it was not cool. I've had a couple ideas that have contributed to Star Citizen. That was not my best idea. I take responsibility for that one.
I mean, who knew? They were unexpectedly explosive.
They were very explosive.
They were like the Pinto of the Star Citizen.
So much fire.
Right?
Who knew people
Who do we
couldn't be
blame for
trusted to behave in a sensible way?
We've got Kruger, the makers of
Kruger
the.
makes the Merlin and the Archimedes, the snubcraft, which is sort of, I feel like the snubcraft are like the ship equivalents of the Grey Cat in a weird way, because they come, they kind of sit inside a bigger ship and they get, launched from there.
They don't get the glory of the bigger ships.
And the Merlin, which is flyable in game right now, it's a speedy little.
It's got a little pocket rocket.
Pocket rocket.
That's the new.
Merlin is a
that's what it
pocket rocket. We'll see that show up on the Spectrum soon enough. And then what we're going to spend most of the time talking about today are the ships of Consolidated Outlands, the Mustang line. Now, we talked earlier on the RSI day about how there are more RSI spaceships than any other company. RSI makes up almost 500,000 ships. Number 2 is Consolidated Outland. Consolidated Outland is the number 2 most populous manufacturer, and that's
all
entirely
Mustangs.
on the strength of the Mustang line. So let's talk about the Mustang line.
Yeah, so the Mustang was quite a different spaceship compared to all the ones that came before, and it's sort of the company's ethos is do something different and do it in a different way. So it looks very different. It behaved very different. The original version of it before 3.3 landed on its wings. It had the little periscope tube to get in. Like the Aurora, it sort of touched all the bases to cover them.
Well, it was first introduced as an alternative to the Aurora. So we've got the Mustang Alpha, which is your...
It's your sort of everyday...
Is that the cargo variant?
Yeah.
It's sort of a
base
simple,
model.
it's a
It's your
great
base model.
starter ship. It's a great,
it can carry some cargo. It's got the little external droppy cargo area.
Mustang Beta.
The Mustang Beta. Oh, that's the camper.
that one's
yeah,
the
the camper. That's the
Bang
one with the
Yeah.
the bangs.
And I can name ships too. I can make nicknames for ships.
If this Mustang's rocking, you know the rest.
Well, even just the novelty of having a living space in a ship that size is actually a pretty cool
which
thing.
is exactly. Which
Yeah.
is
You know,
which is rare for like a little fighter.
It's like living in our apartment, you know?
Then we got the Mustang Gamma. What's the Mustang Gamma?
It's a racer, so it has, I think, a third engine actually. Fewer weapons because typically for racing, all of the Mustangs have a center portion that is different from one variant to the next.
the bit that changes between them all.
The Alpha keeps its cargo there, the Beta keeps its living space there, the Gamma keeps an engine there.
And brings us around to the Delta.
Which is the combat one. So it comes with extra weapons on it. It has, not only does it have extra guns, but it also has rocket pods under the wings.
And of course, we do offer a variety of starter packs. For people's first introduction to Star Citizen, when people want to get started in Star Citizen, the first choice that you generally make is, do I start with an Aurora or do I start with a Mustang? And this weekend, we are introducing brand new discounted starter packages as the absolute cheapest, least expensive time to get into Star Citizen. It's at a reduced price, and you can get them for either the Aurora or the Mustang. Since we're here on Consolidated Outland today, I'm going to say, get the Mustang one.
I mean, the Mustang's it's more stylish.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's because your Aurora is more utilitarian.
It has its charm, but it's not sleek.
You're not
and-
making a statement like you're on a Mustang, right? No.
It's meant to be fun to fly.
Well, it looks cool. They look interesting, right? They have like an interesting, because that was the whole background of it is that Silas Kerner, who founded Consolidated Outland, was sick and tired of ships looking what he thought were outdated, basically, at the time.
Lore-wise, it's if you remind me, maybe he had unpleasant things to say about a lot of ships.
Yeah, he wasn't a big fan of the modern trends in ship, in most of the design. So Consolidated Outland actually started making conversion kits for existing ships to kind of make them look cooler, like spoilers and stuff like that,
Spoilers on everything made by Consolidated Outland.
A lot of the MISC ships have those spoilers on them already. So
Yes, they do.
That's right.
Now, in addition to those viable ships, we do have a number of ships from these manufacturers, especially the ones from Crusader Industries, that haven't made their way into the game just yet. Let's take a few moments and talk about which ship from these manufacturers you're most looking forward to making their way into Star Citizen.
I'll go with the Starlifter.
Starlift, the Mercury Starlifter
Yeah.
from Crusader Industries.
Crusader, yeah. Just
Beast.
Yeah, it is. It's the big heavy lifter. It's the only ship in the game really that can easily carry the tank. Everyone loves the tank.
Tumbril Nova. Yeah.
Like when they
No
came,
game
when
is
they
complete
came,
without a tank.
When they came to you and said we're going to put a tank in the game, were you just like, yeah, that
We just
figures.
ran out of the room and just started doing it.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for that day.
All right, and Toast.
The M2 Hercules gunship, because it's supposed to come with these really large bombs, isn't it?
Very, I think we
can
call
solve
them the
a lot.
mother of all bombs.
Can solve a lot of things by
Yeah,
A lot of things with the excessive
With
application of
firepower.
bombs.
something
Yeah.
tells me those are going to be popular.
You could either do one huge bomb, right?
Yeah,
Or
or you can-
multiple, like you can carpet bomb. You have a carpet,
Yeah.
you can swap it out. So you can do like a carpet bombing situation, or you can do
Good
one
luck balancing that.
giant,
Yeah, thanks.
sort of to clear out a canyon full of enemies.
I'm just saying I think people will have fun with
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Lots and lots of perhaps
people on the ground aren't gonna be
unreasonable
having
quantities
fun.
of fun with that, yeah. Well, You need something to balance out those tanks, right?
Oh, that's true.
So we have one last Highlander to do. Highlander is the last question I ask. It's where we take all the ships available from the manufacturers that we're discussing today. You line them up to end, you can only keep one. What is it?
Oh, man.
Such a huge range.
It is.
This is the toughest one. We kept the first one to the
And there's
end.
nothing-
Off-road
so many of them are
vehicles
nothing
to
alike.
giant ships. That's, you know, these are.
I'm gonna go for the tank.
And keep the
Oh, I
tank.
like
The
it.
tank.
I like it.
Just be that one guy in the
Just
tank.
camp out on a moon and just own that moon.
Nobody said you can't operate the tank in space.
Well,
Well,
you
it's
need a
gonna take,
conversion
like,
kit
the
to put
A-team.
some thrusters on it.
Consolidate Alpha's conversion to add wings and a spoiler.
I
to
guarantee
that
you, Silas Kerner has some ideas about how we can make that tank cooler.
tank. Fly a tank. Somebody's going to try to fly a
Yeah,
tank.
I'm
We'll have
sure.
that video.
I mean, I think I would. I'm sticking with the Mercury. You know, it's cargo, it's data, it's fast, it's got good weapons, it's got turrets, it's got
a lot of
living
things.
quarters. It's
So
kind of got a
attractive
little bit of
for
everything.
It's the
you know?
Millennium Falcon.
It's got the
kind of
it's got the
gameplay.
Millennium Falcon like vibe to it.
So the tank,
The Mercury.
and your ship.
Oh, so hard. I think I might stick with the Starliner, if only so that
Nice.
I can get a bunch of people in there and do an airplane movie. I think doing a proper airplane movie in a Starliner should be a life goal for, if not me, for somebody. I
With
think it needs to
VoIP
be
and
done.
VoIP.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I think we could recreate all sorts of movies. You could do airplane, obviously. You could do
Air
on
Force.
air.
You could do Air Force One.
Air Force
I have to
One.
ask, surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Thank you guys so much for being here. These weren't,
Hey.
I didn't use these or anything, these were pointless. Thank you so much for being here this week, guys. This has been fun. Let's do it again next year. No?
We'll come to the UK next time.
We'll see what happens next year. We'll see what happens next year. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, thanks guys. Make sure you get in the game and try out a Mustang, a Cyclone, or any of the vehicles these manufacturers have to offer. Remember, you
I'm
only have 24 hours.
To do it, yes, in the game. So get busy. And also, I know you've never heard this from me before, but you can still try out the brand new Anvil Arrow, and it will continue until the end of the promotion, which is rapidly running out. But take it for a spin if you haven't, because it's actually a really cool ship. And also remember to head to the IAE West, which is going on right now in Lawville, to check out these ships in-game in another sort of cool in-fiction setting.
After your test flights, head to the website to take that quiz if you haven't taken it yet, as your score might get you into
hope you've taken it by
Yeah, we
now.
hope you've taken it by now. But your score might get you into a drawing for the opportunity to win an Anvil Arrow.
Yeah, and if you don't take it, no complaints, you didn't get an Anvil Arrow. That's all for us today. We hope you've been enjoying these last 7 days of events, and today it's getting near the end, but it's been it's been very cool to do this in fiction. Thanking to all the sort of old backers that have been there, the new backers, new people just checking out the game, as well as the dev staff that managed to put all this together, which I think is a kind of unique proposition. It's an in-game ship show. I don't think anyone else has ever done that before, so it's really cool.
Yes, very cool. Thanks to all of you, everyone watching. Have fun and fly safe. We will see you in the verse.
Thanks for watching. For the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42, you can subscribe to our channel, or you can check out some of the other shows, and you can also head to our website at www.robertsspaceindustries.com. Thank you very much for watching.